Good afternoon. Welcome to the Palm Springs Unified School Board, Palm Springs Unified Foundation Subcommittee meeting on January 19th, 2023. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Could we get a roll call, please?
Palm Springs Board Member Girardi.
Here.
Foundation Board President Gothier.
Here.
Foundation Director Goodman.
Here.
Superintendent Sweezy.
Here.
And we have Board Member Cornett absent, as well as Foundation Board Member Bush absent.
Thank you very much. Item 2 is approval of the agenda. Somebody like to make a motion to approve the agenda?
I would like to move.
We have a motion. How about a second, please?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Item 3 is public comments. I don't believe we have any, so we will go ahead and move on to information discussion and a foundation update from Ellen Goodman, please.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everybody, and Happy New Year. So our calendar year is off to a very strong start. We spent most of this month finalizing the year-end appeal numbers that have come in. And so just so everybody knows, year-end appeal, that is when we do our final solicitation and push for the calendar year, which is very beneficial in tax filings. And that is a pretty standard procedure across the nation with nonprofits. We calculate our year-end appeal totals and all of our numbers. We start usually with Giving Tuesday, which is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. And so our numbers that we will quote to you today and report back will be from the Giving Tuesday, which is the end of November, through the 16th of January. That's where our numbers are. We are breaking down those numbers just for internal use and reporting at our board meeting. Those numbers will be broken down to online donations, donations that we receive by checks, and then we will do a comparison to last year. And this year we used a slightly different strategy in our year end, and we're actually seeing some changes around that. So I'll just share first with the strategy changes. In prior years, we sent mail hard copy appeal letters to every single person in the database. And that was probably about 3,100 letters would usually go out to everyone in the database. And then we did very strong online campaigns through emails and social media. And those emails would usually go out weekly. This year, we tested the waters to see really who in the database would be giving. And so we took the individuals from the database that contributed last year and the year before from Giving Tuesday through the middle of January. And that totaled about 250 individuals from that database. Those individuals actually got hard copy letters. And so instead of the 3,000 letters, it was about 250. We did not do weekly emails. We did 3 emails over the course of a period of time. And then we did social media ads in English and in Spanish. And I'll just give you an example. The breakdown for online donations, and there was one other thing that changed, but I'll just share the donations. This year, $18,642 came in through online donations. And last year, 28,373 came in for online donations. And then the other thing that was different was last year during the holidays, we did kick off the shoe campaign, which was buy a student a pair of shoes. And so we raised much more money online as a result of that, that shoe campaign. So it's not really fair to compare apples and oranges, because this year we did not advertise the shoe campaign. That actually won't happen until the 1st of February. So there are some ideas. Now we don't have the exact totals for all of the checks, but we do actually have the totals for our year to date, and we can report back with what the checks are. So our year to date totals, that would be from July 1st and through January 16th. The foundation has raised $793,000, actually almost 794. It's 793,958. Our budget for the year is $780,000. We're $13,958 over budget, maybe about 2%. And we are, that is only 7 months into the year. On December 20th, we did receive a donation from the Supple estate, and that donation was $2 million. And so this year so far, we've brought in $2,793,958. So those are our numbers. I almost fainted, but I see everybody here is holding their posture quite well. So we're having a banner year, obviously. That's where we've spent quite a bit of our time these last few weeks. The other projects that we've been working on in the month of January is planned giving. And we saw that with the Supple estate, and we have a few other planned gifts and trusts that we've been working with. But we really feel that in our community, with the infrastructure that we have in our organization, that it is really time to launch and execute a formal planned giving campaign, and not really just a one-on-one conversation via introductions that we've had in the community. We have a subcommittee that has been formed that is being run by our board members. And then there is an outside individual who is supporting the foundation for that project. And any fees associated with an outside individual would be covered by our foundation board. The other great thing that happened this month was we were awarded money from Bighorn Cares, and we had the opportunity last week to go up to Bighorn and join 49 other charities for their check distribution. And we received $8,000 specifically for the shoe campaign. This was really interesting. I didn't know this. Bighorn Cares, from what I understand from that evening, is they give all of their owners the opportunity to donate, homeowners. They raised $570,000 in the calendar year, and they distributed that to 50 charities. It was a really great evening. And I had the chance to run into our band director from Cathedral City High School, who was also awarded some money that night. Another project that we are diving deep into, and that is our SMART mentoring program, Student Mentor Resource Training, and that's at Rancho Mirage High School and Desert Hot Springs High School. We are launching our next cohort, which we start with 11th graders. So we start with our juniors. We're launching that in March. We'll be doing assemblies in February at both schools. There are some changes to our teams at those schools with the program. We will have a new team lead at Desert Hot Springs High School, and that is a board member of the foundation and someone who is enthusiastic about academia. So we're excited to have Jeffrey lead that team over there. Our team lead, Sydney Williams, will stay on as a mentor, but I think after 6 years, she's ready to retire as team lead and allow someone else the glory of that position. And the same thing at Rancho Mirage High School. Sherry Stewart has been the team lead there for the last 6 years. There is a mentor who has been in the program for 6 years, or I think 5 years, Dennis Reed, and he'll be taking over as team lead at Rancho Mirage High School. And then Ellen Donaldson, who is on our foundation board, she will be moving into the role actually of, I don't want to say a project manager, but she's going to be a team manager over the 2 schools. So Ellen will be the one who will organize all of the college field trips. She'll interact and interface with the colleges, the scheduling, the busing, the food. She'll also oversee and help organize all of the family meals and award banquets and celebrations and so forth. So she'll be moving into that position, which will really free up office staff. So we're very excited about that. The foundation did support the PSLA at Palm Springs, our leadership, for the January 22nd ice hockey game at the Firebirds. And I mention that because if anyone has actually bought a Firebird ticket and needed to transfer it to someone else, it has to be done on your phone, and you have to type with one finger. And I type with one finger now because I have carpal tunnel in both thumbs. And the doctor told me I cannot text with 2 thumbs any longer. But I literally had to transfer 112 tickets to staff members in the district. And it took like 6 weeks. It was really unbelievable. Hopefully the game will be fabulous. And then let's see, today, Madonna, this was really great news that came in today. Madonna Gorell spoke at Rancho Mirage's Rotary Club and talked about everything that the board members are talking about in the field. She happened to mention shoes, and we immediately got an email from Rancho Mirage Rotary Club via Joan that they would like to contribute. And so that's really good news. We're going to request $5,000 from that Rotary Club. We received the 8,000 from Bighorn Care, so we're at 13,000, and 15,000 from Anderson Children's Foundation. And so you can do the math really quickly. That would be 13 and 15 would be $28,000. And so we're off and running for our shoes. And that's what we have from my report for our office. And I'll turn it over to Mark to see if there's anything that he can add.
Hello, everybody. I'm calling in from a very rainy Washington, D.C. I love being here when Congress is not in session. A much quieter city. Anyway, I'm coming back to Palm Springs tomorrow. I was sorry to miss the Bighorn evening, but from my side, my loyal board of directors remains pleased with everything that Ellen and the staff are doing. Obviously, we're thrilled at the revenue this year. I'm especially pleased with our two newest board members, Jeffrey and Joanne. Joanne has really hit the ground running in terms of being an advertising creative and is helping us out a great deal. And we have yet another potential new board member attending our January meeting for the second time. We have, as you know, a very stern vetting process where we insist people come to several meetings just so that know what they're in for. But it's all good from my end. We're fully in supportive of everything that Ellen and the staff are doing this year, and we couldn't be happier.
Thanks, Mark. Back to you, John.
Thanks. I think I was, for the first time in a long time, rather speechless there. No, congratulations. Exceeding your projected revenues already this early in the year. It's just fantastic work. And thank you so much to the Supple Foundation for their generosity. I mean, that is just incredible. You know, you're setting the bar higher every year.
Definitely.
I know that. I'm
So,
worried.
Our expectations are getting pretty large, I'll tell you. No, you're doing it. As Mark's board, our board is very, very pleased and very thankful for all the hard work everybody does on our foundation. I certainly want to thank those leads that are leaving the SMART program. Well, not leaving the SMART program, but leaving the lead of the SMART program. And I want to welcome those new leads coming in. I'm sure the way you guys train and evaluate individuals, I'm sure they're all going to do a great job. Thanks to my brothers at the Rotary Club in Rancho Mirage for their generous donation.
That was
It was
exciting.
very, very nice of them. Absolutely. And I hope you didn't have to get too much medical care for transferring those tickets. That sounds like a lot of work. So
Ellen, that
thank
has
you.
intern written all over it.
Right. No, so thank you very much for this very, very positive update to start the 2023 year.
You're
Yep.
welcome.
John. If I may add, Mike, did you have anything, or Simone, before I kind of jump in?
Well, sure. Just one related update from the district. And in fact, Simone and I just got this report yesterday, so it hasn't yet gone to our full board. But Laura, and I think Ellen is aware of this, Laura Musel, the executive director in student services, informed us yesterday that as part of the mental health grant that she's been working on, the district is going to receive $2.3 million to support the Wellness Center and Student Mental Health Initiative. And what's so beautiful about this is, to qualify for the grant, we had to show a district match. And so what we could show was the foundation's contribution to the physical room. And now this grant that we're receiving will help pay to staff each room and pay for the technology in each room, as well as some training in drug and alcohol prevention and some mental health telehealth services for students and families. So it's a great, it's a double celebration.
Good.
And it's a great example, I think, of how working together, we are like doubly benefiting and our students are going to benefit. So thanks, Ellen, for giving me the chance to share that.
That's wonderful
news.
news, Mike. Thank you.
That's great. I think the other example, Mike, if I may, I worked with right before the holidays, before school, before everyone went on break. I worked with Laura Dyson and Renell. They submitted a planning proposal in California for the idea of, I guess it's really, it's a planning grant, and they requested money to plan out medical services on school properties. And I'm sure many people are aware of that on this call, and that particular proposal required also a match, where if that grant, which was 200,000, then they expected the district to do a third, and they expected the community to do a third. And so we pledged that third because we knew inside of the money that we've received this year, there is money for health and wellness that we could use to fulfill that match. And so that's another area where the foundation is working with another department. So that's hopefully very exciting, and we're looking forward to that. God, good job, Lauren. Good job. 2.3 million. Oh, see, she outshined me. Well, we're
I
at
don't know.
2.7, but
And
Mike, I
It
think you
all-
have a
it all
future.
contributes
Mike
to
has a
the same
future in
cause.
fundraising.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. I didn't do it. I just accepted it. That was
right.
That's
my
all
role.
sometimes that's all you need to do.
I'll do it. I'll take it.
That's the
Right.
fun part.
I will say that, setting us up for the future, I know Mike and Simone and I are going to be having conversations about what the next 3 years. So we don't sit on our laurels. We are raising the bar. And actually, John, you bring up a really good point, because in our executive committee meetings at the foundation, we are now starting to wrestle with what does that bar look like and what does the district expect? And when we have those conversations and we start to map that out, we have to look at, our capacity, our community's capacity, all the things, all the elements that go into the formula of, what does that look like? Do we expect ourselves to be a $2 million organization? Do we expect ourselves to be a 2.5 million? What are the projects that we need to fund that can garnish that money? Where does the money come from as we look out into our community? And then how do we accomplish it with, being a lean machine? Like, is that even possible? So I think that we're really entering those conversations. We have one more year in our 3-year plan, but we can't wait until next year to plan that, right? So this is the season where we really start to have those discussions. And I think that's where there's a lot of benefit in this group and sharing ideas and expectations and so forth. But Mike and Simone and I are meeting next week. I know we have a list of things, but that'll be one of the things we talk about.
Perfect. Sounds good. All right. Any other comments? Member comments?
Any school updates besides the 2.3? Kids are back now 2 weeks and things going smooth.
Kids are back now 2 weeks. I'd say the one update I could share, because it's related around like the Smart Mentor project. At lunch today, I met with one of our community agencies that has volunteers in our schools, and they were saying how much they really appreciated. They felt like the district and the human resources department was able to process the volunteer applications, because we'd been closed for so long, and that's a labor intensive effort. But it was nice to hear kudos. So it's not back where it was, but we are starting to get more people approved to be back in the schools with our kids, and so that's great news.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Very good.
Yeah, that's good news. Okay, anybody else for the good of the order? All right, I think the next item, I'm sorry, did somebody want to say something? is approval of the Board Foundation Subcommittee meeting minutes of October 22nd, 2022 and November 17th, 2022. Does anybody have any modifications or changes to recommend?
No.
Nope.
I just want to throw this out there, it seems that we always say that Ellen gave an update on the foundation. Maybe we can summarize some of this good news to memorialize it, and just put a little more detail in there. That's my thought. And I don't know how everybody else feels, but all right, so can we get a motion to approve those meeting minutes?
Motion.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second, I heard. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, next. February 16th, 2023 at 3 p.m., not 2 p.m. Because I tried to log in at 2 p.m.
Can I already?
Okay. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you all very much.
Awesome.